We seem to be back online.
Back live.
We're not sure what the score's at. I'll get a hold of Dennis Walsh here and figure out what's going on in a minute. But Mika appears to still be in control, and I presume it's a nonstop run. Should be somewhere in the second or third rack, probably the third.
Yeah, they tend to play a little slower at the beginning, trying to get their, make sure they get on balls and get the feel. So we're probably at the end of the second rack.
It's a good little pattern here.
This is too early to be stop, stop, stop. He's hitting them good. Straight pull players, you can tell when they're playing good when they start being straight in on a ball, rolling up in the side and getting right where they want to get on a break shot. Once a good player starts falling on the break shot effortlessly, that's usually when you see your 100-ball runs.
Yeah.
Big runs. Because now you can hit that rack exactly how you want to. You can hit it with the speed that you want. When you get a little funny in the break shot, a little straight, you can't really, break the balls the way you want to. 27-1. Ralf made that long shot after the break.
All right, 27-1 at the moment. Ooh.
And exactly what I was talking about. After that break shot, a lot of times you just get that long shot. You got to be a shot maker.
Well, he's going to have to shoot at that ball at the bottom right corner, but the problem is, what is he going to come up with after that? That's what he's looking at right now.
I like the fact that Mika's looking at the rack. And if you don't play a lot of straight pull, you don't bother to do that.
It's true.
If you watch films of old-time players, like Irving Crane running 150 and out, and Joe Balsas.
Yeah.
He finds those dead balls. He shoot a lot of rack shots like that, and as you see, that was much easier than any of the other options that Mika had.
Absolutely. And I go right to work on that bottom right corner here, using that 11-3 combination. Start clearing out that pocket.
He needs a break shot, something a little better. So he'd like to. Get in a position somehow.
Look at that. Very nice.
And he saw that. He'd like to put those break shots in place early on so you have more than one chance if you don't do it on the first try.
Yep, absolutely.
Like you said, the Europeans, the Asians, they're actually playing straight pull and have some competitions. And, that makes all the difference if you're competitive with the game. Other than practice is fine, but you need the pressure and the heat on you to really be able to fire under pressure. If you're not doing it, if you're not playing tournaments or competitive pools, it's just very difficult to come and expect to win.
Absolutely. You think he's going to save that entire cluster on the bottom right until the last and use that as his final pattern down there? Or he's thinking about right now, he's thinking about cleaning out the top of the table first, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll work out, sections of the table and, get rid of these 4 balls. He might shoot a ball in the side pocket and come back and then shoot another ball in the corner and then back to the side. Or
not quite where he wanted to be there. He wanted to be straight in or below that 6, I think.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he didn't use the ball near the side pocket on the right side of your screen to get on these 3 balls to get a little better position.
All right. Well, he's going to get in there now. Move that.
It looks like he has
113.
It's a little tight. Being jacked up is a little tough. Found something on the cue ball. He removed it. So I think these are tough shots. A little bit jacked up and going right to the corner pocket. Looked like half a pocket. He had no problem with a soft shot.
He's gonna try to relocate that 1 a little bit, isn't he? Just to create a slightly better break ball than the 7 is what he was trying for.
Yeah, the other 2 balls are a little bit lower and you can use them, but if you can manufacture something else, you're constantly looking for that, especially if it's free to make that attempt. Now he can come back to the middle of the table or all the way across for the lowest ball at the back of the end of the table, stop on the ball on the side. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Very important when you're down the last 4 or 5 balls that you slow down and you get exactly where you want to get on this ball in the side pocket. You need an angle just like that so you can draw and slide to round the center.
I think he's too steep on that. You think he can hold this?
Oh, yeah, it's no problem.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm surprised he took that big an angle. It looked like the one was a little closer to the rack. And, you know, when you take a thin cut shot on a ball that's close to the rack, you risk the cue ball coming back into the object ball because it's going to the pocket slow.
Absolutely.
I think Mika's just going to draw the ball here with good speed, a little right-hand English.
We're at 41-1 at the moment. We're going to get that posted real quick.
Let's see if he gives the good speed. See how he drew back, to the side rail.
You know, I like the way that Mika plays straight pool in that he uses he breaks the way Mike Siegel used to break, which is sort of he likes an angle that'll give him a medium speed on the rack and only open up about half the rack, and allow him to get a real short leash on the cue ball and make sure he's got it where he wants it. It's very trendy today among players in every country to really hammer the rack hard and just spray them all over the place. And I don't like that. It leads to weird kisses on the cue ball, and occasionally getting frozen against the rail with another ball.
Could be the difference between winning the world championship or not. I've seen Thorsten Holman go after the break shot, draw it back to the end rail, and back to the rack area. He hit it so hard.
He hits them all hard.
He believes that he runs more balls when he hits the break shot hard, but I've also seen him tail back when he has a 100-ball lead, and he doesn't hit the ball like that because he realizes you can scratch.
All right.
But right here, Mika, is that Mike Siegel position I was telling you about, where no balls are touching.
Mm-hmm.
Once you move a ball, it opens up a ball to the other pocket. He's liable to shoot these balls without running into anything.
I think he's going to bump the 9 here intentionally, try to create something, or just push the 10.
Yeah, he's got to
get a little bit of better break ball there,
He's got to get a break shot.
And if he's got a line on the 2, he'll want to take that now.
Yeah, that's a very good observation. That 2 ball is, you have to play position on it in that spot, or you got a cut shot where you're running the cue ball a little bit. So you're there, and you should think about it. He might be slightly jacked up, and he doesn't want to take a chance with the shot.
Running big numbers. They're running big numbers.
He's going to have a nice line here. He's going to pop this ball in, stop it, and now he's shooting the 2. He's probably going to go up table for the 15 and 7, and then 7 in the corner, and 11 across into the side pocket and roll them out. No? He likes this instead. He's going to do 15-7 and use the 2 to get on the 9. I'm not sure I like that. If you can get that angle just right on that 2, you can get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, if you get too big an angle, it's hard to hold it up. Again, though, Mika is at a point where he's just stopping the ball to get on the key ball.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to be when you're getting on your key ball, to just stop the ball, because that's something you better learn to stop shot if you want to get any good runs playing straight ball. He's able to get a couple extra inches on it.
Yeah,
Actually has a nice angle on it now. And these shots, these one-rail shots, you know, they look easy, but a lot of times you go too far. I think he went a little bit too far there. You come up short. Most of the time, it's better going a little bit further and coming up short on it because you won't have a shot.
Let's see here.
Another rack for Mika runs at 55 balls.
55 for Mika. See, this is, I actually like this. For me, for my taste, the closer the object ball gets to the stack, when it gets it really in there tight, it becomes harder to predict exactly how the cue ball is going to come off the pack. There's a certain buffer zone of maybe, oh, I don't know, 4 to maybe 8 inches that I feel is perfect for predicting how the cue ball is going to respond on a break shot. And the closer and closer and closer you get, I like a softer angle like this. I like to
You want to hit the top
take a little
ball
touchy.
in the stack, you know, the top 2 balls. You want to hit the side ball here, and he's going to hit it like a center ball spin shot and just slide into the top of the table.
Oof.
That was a little dangerous because he didn't slide off the top of the rack.
Yeah.
He just laid there on the side of the rack. Normally, you do get that ball in the side pocket from that break shot. But most players are afraid to hit it at that speed. They're going to hit a lot harder. Now, Mika, if you notice this break shot, unlike the last one, you know, there's a lot of balls still tied up. Where in the last break shot, really no 2 balls were touching, and here he's got a lot of trouble. So, you know, getting that correct angle on the break shot, if he would have had a little bigger angle on that break shot, he would have been able to go after it.
You're right about that, yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, this happens, and you still got to work your way through these tough racks.
Oof, making himself work here. He's going to get a free opening on this if he pops that ball in down the rail, but that's tough.
Yeah, you might have to shoot a ball on the side, or those 2 balls that are clustered. One of them might be able to cut in the corner. The ball on the lower rail, you're jacked up, and it looks like a 90-degree cut. So
Yeah, it's pretty tough, isn't it? Yeah.
if you weren't jacked up, you might think about that. So again, he just floated across, tried to get on a ball. That's very difficult. You know, I like going into the rack from that one rail angle and trying to break him a little bit. Usually you end up
He's
better shots.
well, I'll tell you what, from here, if he doesn't have a straightaway shot to shoot at, it's a safety play. He's going to bump those 2 balls. Oh, he did have a straightaway shot. Took a long time looking at that just to have an open ball.
And if you notice where his cue ball went, that means he hit a billiard shot. He hit the ball first before the ball that he pocketed, and therefore the second carom was off the pocketed ball with the little right-hand English back up the table.
Now he's
He
in
would have
trouble.
hit the object ball first, the cue ball would have dropped down at a short rail.
You know, he hit that shot exactly the same as he hit the break shot, and he was intending to get a little more pull on that ball, and he just didn't get it. So it's 2 in a row he's missed the same way.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be a little bit cute here,
Yeah.
you know, with those break shots, and you really can't do that this early in the rack that's all tied up. You know, you have to go after him a little bit more, and I'm surprised
Yeah, absolutely.
he did it twice. Once on the initial break shot and just now.
Well, he's got some trouble here. He seems to think that 14 ball squeezes past.
He's got a tough shot in the corner pocket. I think it goes. When you're up close like this to the ball, it's so hard to predict that angle exactly.
All right, he was clean, yeah.
He had just enough to look like he spun the ball a little bit to throw it in the pocket. So again, being a good shot maker, now the balls aren't touching. I expect Mika to
This looks good.
not make any more mistakes.
He's got a couple options for break balls there, the 5 and the 2. I think he's going to have to take one of those now because he got a bad angle on the 1. He's probably attempting to go to the 1 on that shot.
It's difficult to get on that 14 ball next to the 5.
Yeah.
You know, so he might shoot the 5 and bump the 14 here. He should be able to get a few shots. If he shoots the other break shot.
Well, he's going to go with the 1, and I think he's just going to run down there into the 14 probably. Well, he's got the 8 in the side. He's being touchy here. I think perhaps he was trying to fall on the 4, but can't quite tell.
Take the elevator.
Yeah, he's open pretty good here.
Fourth floor, go out the door. It's right on your left.
Make sure he's got a little bit of, oh, almost straight in, yeah.
Yeah. No. He knows.
He's gotten out of that predicament very nicely. Left himself a couple long shots there, but he wants a little bit of an angle to run back to the rail off that 2 ball, and he's got it.
Notice how he's got 2 break balls here, so he could have fall on either shot. And you pick whichever one you fall on. It's called a triangle. You leave those last 3 balls. And there's a lot of different ways you can go. You know, if you don't end up correct that 1 ball, you shoot the other ball.
What did he say he has here?
69.
69, right? Yeah.
69.
All right. Doing well. Doing well here. Seems clean. He's pocketing the balls very nicely, but he's leaving himself some tough shots. He's shooting his way out of trouble sometimes.
He's going to draw it to the center of the table. You know, it hit the side, the bottom of the ball, so it went straight to the side.
Yeah.
If he would have hit the top of the ball, it would have came up to the center of the table without going
Yeah,
to
he
the
made sure
side
to
rail.
give it enough draw that time that he wasn't flirting with being stuck on the rack like last time.
And he almost ended up with no shot.
And this is good. He can use that 3 to get right into the rack now if he wants, but he's a little flat, so he'd have to hit it hard.
Well, you want to be flat on this because you're hitting it hard and you want to go through the balls. He doesn't have any safety valves
Right.
sitting in the corner, so you have to hit this with a force foul and go through the rack to guarantee that you'll probably get another shot.
Yeah, that's
So
what
let's
he's
see
doing. There
if
we go.
how hard he hits it. See how it's working its way through. I would have hit that a little bit harder.
Or at least played for a good chunk more spin.
Yeah, you need to work that ball through the rack and that angle. And again, he's being a little bit cute here.
Nope, he nipped a ball shooting through, so he fouled the stack there, and they're playing.
Object ball fouls.
They're playing all fouls, yeah, all ball fouls, and that's pretty typical for Europeans. That's how they play almost everything, and in straight pool that really is very important a lot of times.
Yeah, when you're jacked up over the rack like that, you have to really go
1,
slow
2,
and be careful
3,
on your follow
4.
through.
Touch the cue ball.
I think Mika just put 4 more down, but then fouled, so.
I think you made 3. Shot the break shot, the ball on the side and rail in front
The
of the
3,
pocket.
and then he
1
pocketed
onto
that
the
1 that
rack.
was a foul, so
made
he gets
3,
3
lost
minus 1, right?
Yeah, so he's sitting at the 71 on the
Yep.
total. And Ralph's got a chance to make 12 balls.
Well, this is dangerous. Mika is only a little more than halfway there. So the score doesn't put a lot of heat on Ralph yet. He can work his way around and just try to play a little bit of catch-up.
Usually when you leave a high-powered player an open table, you're looking at a 50-ball run. Guys that are playing very well, they're probably going to hit 70 on an open table. You rarely see 149 and out or something out in
Yeah.
space, but it's very important for Ralph to put some kind of run together here. After guys run 70 balls, you don't want to give them right back to the table. So you have to be careful with that. You let a good player back to the table after run, he'll probably run another 70 on you.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
Yeah.
79 and out. So Ralph needs to put something together here to at least slow Mika down. A lot of times, just doing that will get it into a little bit of a struggle, and you'll see a lot of safety play.
Yeah. He's not laying well here. There's nothing really to work with. No direct pattern to opening that up.
He's going to go for the break shot right now. Looks like he's not going to hit enough of the rack. He's looking at a ball in the side pocket. He might be able to spin in. Yeah. Try to roll up for another break shot. There's probably something
Is
that
that
goes
wired?
in the
The 3
side
ball?
of the rack.
Yeah, I think the 3 ball might go. Yeah.
Yeah, he sees the rack shot, and it's very important to look for those dead balls. There's always a lot of times something dead like that, and just a 2-ball combination. You got to be alert.
He hit that very nicely.
And see how not taking that ball off the side rail hurt you there. Believe it or not, if you're playing really good, you can see where that ball is going when you break them up, and you hit it a little bit harder so it doesn't, lock up on that ball.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't expect it to do that.
Oh, he's got a good break ball, but he's still got some trouble to work out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he's going to be able to break this.
I think he's going to try to get an angle on the 14, go down into them. What do you think?
He has to get the 14 is the best ball to break those 2 balls with. It's close and you have an angle. The ball on the side rail will act as a safety valve when you break the 2 balls. So he's got to shoot the 1 obviously here, and to get on the 8 to come 1 rail across, you might scratch in the side pocket. But I think
I think he's going for that angle on the 14.
He didn't quite get on the 14. He's a little straight. He might be looking at a bank.
I think you're right.
Yeah, he called it cross-side bank. You can't overlook short cross sides. Notice how you can hit it with a follow there. One of the players was telling me today that Johnny Mora was hitting all his bank shots with high ball and above center, and it seemed like the draw was getting different reactions. Sometimes it come up short, other times it would open up.
I experienced that myself. Yeah, the draw was sort of erratic. Yeah, it was doing some strange things.
Yeah, so usually these longtime players like Steve McKennish from Toledo, he was telling me that it seemed to be doing that, and I suspect Ralph figured out a little something there in the way he shot that ball.
Oh, didn't quite get there. It's all right. He should be able to fall onto this ball, just to come across to the rail on the left and out. So he'll probably shoot that 14 with follow, come 2 rails out of the corner, and stay inside the 8.
Yeah, 1 or 2 rails. He's doing 2 rails a little inside English.
Ooh.
That's 1 rail straight out, just straight in. Problem with this shot is you got to draw all the way back toward the end rail to get an angle on it.
Yeah, he wants to lay it about where he's sitting right now.
So he might have to let the stroke out a little bit here. If he's straight in, he can get right back to that point. You are correct. Came up short.
Ooh, that's going to be tough to get any action out of the stack with.
The thing that he has going for him in this shot is the 8 ball's a little high in the rack.
Update the score here.
We're talking 71 to 12. The 6 racks is 84 balls. We've had 1 scratch. unless we're add the 12 with the 71, you got your 83. So I suspect the score is correct.
I think so.
He's going to be able to pop this ball and go into the front of the rack.
Oh, hit that beautifully. That's
So
really the most you can ask for out of such a flat angle, and he just maximized that. It was very nice.
he's going to check if there's a dead ball in the stack, but I suspect there's not. This ball near the pocket, and he's going to spin it in with a lot of right-hand English. Try to get an obviously you'll have an angle going into the rack, which you'll slide off it, and you should have a shot to that ball on the short rail.
Oof. He's open on the 9.
A little bit more. So
Me too. I would
slide off
have put a little more steam into that, yeah.
Yes. Straight pull gets very difficult when the balls aren't opening up. If you ever play on a table where they don't clean the balls as much, and you get skidding balls and the clusters stick and the balls don't break, very hard to get a run going of better than 50 balls.
Oh, in really humid, sticky conditions. Has quite an effect, too. So.
In tournament play, we're fortunate enough where you have pristine conditions. New cloth, clean balls, new balls usually, nice chalk. I mean, everything about it is ideal playing conditions that change as the tournament goes along. Once the table starts breaking in a little bit and they get a lot of play, it is, balls don't slide in on the rail anymore, and the game gets a little tougher on these tight diamond pool tables.
Well, that better be close if he's going to try it. He's looking at the 3-1-14.
There's a 3-ball combination that he's looking at over here.
Doesn't have much else to work with, so if he's
can shoot the ball in the corner and get back on this lower ball with an angle and try to break it at that point. But
he's going to play it. Here we go.
Now there's a difference between dead balls and balls that are on. Dead ball is something you can't miss.
It's a
The
good
ball
shot.
that's on, a lot of times you have to throw it a little bit, hit
Yeah.
the correct side of the balls. So, you got to differentiate on what a dead ball is and, whether or not a ball is on or not in straight pull.
Now he's got a real nice shot. He's going to want to use a little bit of low right and draw out of that, hit those 3 balls that are tied up together, and he's almost guaranteed to be open on a couple of different shots afterwards. Wants to medium speed it so he doesn't blast those balls up table.
The angle on the 6 on the lower rail is kind of tricky when it's near the rail like that. You might bounce up and hit that first ball that's by itself, and if you do that, you won't end up with a shot.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to hit a slow speed to be able to pull back.
I don't know. He's not going to risk it.
So
He's going to roll it in.
He's
Yeah.
going to roll, follow up, and break with the other ball that's open. Went a little bit too far.
Yeah, hard to hold that angle on a ball that close to the rail.
Which now he's got to go to the other side of the rack, 2 rails, and work his way around the balls a little bit. Could be a little straight there, so we'll draw back to the ball on the side, get back to the side of the rack, opposite side of those cluster. I don't expect him to wait too long to get rid of them. That's his problem. Plus, he still has to think about manufacturing a break shot.
Yeah.
You don't want to shoot those balls near the side pocket because they could be your break shots if you don't get anything else. So that straight end ball on the side, he's not going to shoot that because it might be his only option at a break.
He's got a few things to choose from here. It looks like he's going to use the 15 to try to open those up. If he hits the 12-2 square, he could leave the 12 and whatever, the 12 and the 7 frozen. He's got to manufacture this. Nice. Nice.
Again, he opened them up. He really doesn't have a break shot. He might try to knock this ball down a little bit below the rack so he can shoot that as his
take the 11.
Safety valve is the ball on the side.
Exactly. And easy to work around the table at the top to clear everything up and come back down with the 11.
I suspect he'll do that.
I can't tell if he's got the down angle on that 4 ball, I think it is, to bump that ball lower as a break ball.
And you have to be careful. You don't want to bump it too low. It might already be out, and it's hard to tell from our vantage point on the screen.
That's true.
It might be out of the rack already, and he might have to just stay away from it. I suspect he's going to try to bump it down a little bit.
I think if he had a nice angle for that ball, he'd have already shot it.
Also, that 11 ball now isn't a bad break shot if you get that exact angle where he's at, that type of angle.
All right, so he did not have that down angle on the ball to rub that.
And he would have had to bounce that ball, and he didn't want to do that.
You think he's going to try to bump it here? This gets tricky. You can wind up on the end rail off of
no,
this.
He's not going to bump it here.
Yeah,
He did.
there it is. That's pretty impressive.
They got it lower.
That was a very nice shot. I think it's out of the rack now and it's usable.
And again, he had the ball in the side pocket as a safety valve.
Mm-hmm. Now he's just going to float that in the side.
It's a little tricky trying to hold this up, but I suspect he could play for 3 different balls if he shoots the ball on the side.
Yeah,
so
I
he
think
should
it's
be
going to
able
be.
ball on one of them.
This would be 13, 8, 5, and use the 1 to pull the cue all the way back down to the bottom left corner.
You don't want the 1 ball because it's close to rail.
I
You'd
think
rather go 1 rail off the 5 ball.
I think he's got plenty of room off that rail.
Yeah, but you have to get a real nice angle on the 1 ball, to come back and draw. You got to get pretty straight on it. With the 5 ball, you can get it anywhere. So he'll go back for
That's
the
true.
8.
Oh.
Yeah. He's still okay. He's
He
got
can
to get it inside the
yeah.
5 ball. He wants to go 1 rail back up the table. Or 2 rails off the side rail so you don't end up on a rail. When you're hitting a shot like this and you're coming 1 rail across, you never want to try to stop short of the side rail. You always want to come down to the bottom rail, bounce off for your position. Otherwise, a lot of times you end up froze on the rail. So you actually got to play 2 rails here to bounce off a little bit. I was playing 1 rail. I went and did that because I would have ended up frozen.
The result
rail.
you said. Yep. Exactly. Leaves it tough. And we'd like to mention our sponsors at this event, Diamond Billiard Products. They make a beautiful, beautiful table and light fixtures, among other things. And the Kamui Tips and Chalk, which is also one of Mika's sponsors. Fury Cues, making a wonderful product. You got the Bank Shot Calculator, which is a download to your phone that can give you a great place to start for figuring out those tricky banks, especially in things like One Pocket. Hammerhead Hustling Clothing, been seeing quite a bit of that around. It's pretty popular.
Meanwhile, Ralph's back tough over here. You got to spin this into the corner pocket, and you have to be careful. Hit it soft so you can slide to the end rail and come out to the center table.
That's the danger.
And being on the end rail, he couldn't put that left-hand English that he needed to spin out to the center where he would have had multiple shots. So freezing on the rail cost him a little bit there.
I'm sort of surprised he attempted to put a little bit of left on it. I'm surprised he didn't instead put a little bit of right and come around the bottom of the table, if he could get any on it.
When you're hitting the last 2 balls in a stack like that, usually you just slide straight up and come out with a little left-hand English. When you're hitting middle of the rack or the far into the rack, then that's when you do your 2 rails or 3 rails back to the center of the table.
Well, I agree entirely, but as you pointed out, being frozen on the rail made it much tougher, and very nice, made it much tougher to get the spin that he needed. So I think I think the natural speed route there is to come around the bottom of the table if you can't put spin on, if you can't put just a little bit of spin or nothing on the ball. So that's what I probably would have done there.
And again, I think you tried to put a little left, but it didn't work.
Is that 8 ball open? And it looks like that 13's wired. That 113.
Yeah, you might have another ball dead in the rack. So you're just going to roll up for the break ball. shot the ball in the corner. And here, there's no protection, so you want to hit the top of the rack, slide off the rack, and get back to the center of the table. Again, it's a center ball hit. I was surprised he didn't hit that with a little right-hand English. Left-hand English. He's going into the balls kind of flat, and I think you always want to have a little bit of side on the ball. You tend not to freeze the balls.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get that little touch of separation from the balls. Leaps off a bit. Yeah.
And Ralph's got another slow roller in the corner, and play for another break shot. This time you'll hit the bottom of the rack on the next break shot, which will open the balls up, and I suspect he won't freeze or get a bad shot after this.
Oh, he's rolling in those long shots up table real nice, isn't he?
Yeah, those are real testers, and you have to have good nerves to roll those balls in the corner like that. If you're playing all the time, you get by the nerves. When you're playing in a match, what you're really striving to do is get past the nervousness where you're just playing the game.
This was real smart. He saw that. He knew that ball was going to plow down through those, so he just played it all the way back up and back down. Unfortunately, it came a little too far down, but...
we got another slow roller in the corner. I think he might have had enough of those for a while.
Yeah.
Just try to cut this out.
Well, it's wrong-handed for him. He's a righty and is on the wrong side of the table to cut that 10. Yeah, I think he's just going to take the...
Take the ball in the corner. He's got the ball in the side rail that you have to get a nice angle on to be able to do something. This time he stopped the ball. Again, smooth as can be.
I'll tell you, just for high-caliber players, just as you need to be able to completely forget an egregious error, a terrible mistake, just put it out of your mind completely. Sometimes, if you had to shoot a lot of those tough balls to save yourself, you need to put that out of your mind too, so it doesn't start to wear on you and get you to think, eventually I'm going to miss one. Eventually you have to just completely forget it and commit to the shot at hand every time.
Yeah, we've all made a lot of tough shots and then missed an easy shot just out of pure exhaustion. And I think it's mental exhaustion where you're just, man, I got to shoot another tough shot. Another tough shot. So, yeah, you have to have a short memory. And again, he's probably not going to run into any balls here. If he can.
Obviously.
It looks like he has to. The 8 ball's his break shot. I wasn't sure if one of those other 2 were out of the rack.
4 ball worked nicely. You shoot that 7 and roll the 3 down to the rail.
Yeah, just roll it up. He's playing for the 1 ball, but he might shoot the 7 first.
I would actually shoot if he's got an angle, I'd shoot the 14 here first and then go 2 rails behind the 8 to float up past the 4.
He's just going to roll this in and use the 7 to get on that ball on the side rail. You have to get perfect on that ball on the side rail so you can draw back a little bit or get off the rail a little bit. You guys think of these spots like, if I had ball in hand, where would I want to be on that ball on the side rail? He'd like to be inside the ball, froze to the rail, so you can just shoot it in and come off the rail a little bit. So let's see if he tries the ball in hand position, or if he just gets straight on it.
That's what he's looking at. He's looking at straight.
Maximum shot here is a little bit inside the ball, froze on the side rail.
Obviously, ball doesn't go in the side pocket, or else he'd be running up past it.
See, he's trying to get there.
Yeah.
And
this will be okay too. You can still come off the rail a touch. And now he's got to force it.
Just got to worry about hitting the point on the side. Sometimes you want to hit the point and play position off of it. And that's what he's looking at right here.
And sometimes you can pull your...
You got to hit a good speed because you don't want to freeze to the point. So if he misses the point, he might draw down too far.
Ooh. So he opted to just keep the cue ball off the rail and weasel that ball in down there. And And sometimes you can actually intentionally pull the cue ball back a little bit so that you're in front of the side pocket, which gives you more bridging space.
That's a very good point, Dan. Yeah, many times there's no rail where the side pocket is, so you're not jacked up on a rail if you can put it in front of the side pocket.
Should be. Is he at 40? He's at 40, right? Yeah.
That's correct. It's 111 total
Yeah.
balls
Yeah.
pocketed.
Well, he's got an open shot there. Yeah. All right. Well, he's in good shape here. These balls opened up nicely.
And getting back earlier when Ralph first got to the table, I mentioned that you want to get some kind of run going here. You don't want to let Mika right back to the table. Mika's been in his chair a while now, and he's seen Ralph struggle through some racks where it looked like there was opportunities where he might get back to the table. So that's playing on Mika's mind over here. And now Ralph got real good, real easy after a break shot. So he may run multiple racks here.
Okay, shooting that 1. Yeah, come up above those balls. Maybe use the 6 to open up the rest of those.
Yeah, you like not to shoot the break shot if you don't have to.
So the 9 will work too. He could roll forward on the 11 and come straight into that 10.
He's looking at that
Coming
now.
off the 9, yeah.
He's looking at that now. You still have that ball on the short rail that you have to think about.
In fact, you can, if you're stroking the balls clean, you got the confidence, you can leave yourself very slightly flat on that 9, and well, he's obviously not doing what I'm talking about, but with a little more angle, you can force follow the cue ball in a slight arc to try to hit above that 10 and onto the 8 and stay above the pack the whole time.
Just going to roll down to the lower rail here and get on that ball on the lower level. The 7 ball on the side goes by. And
so once he clears the 3, the 10 is open, and that's what he's going to use to spread
I
him.
hope they have an angle here to go 1 rail into the stack. Then you can leave that ball on the bottom rail as your escape valve. But he didn't, so he's got to get a nice angle on that ball.
And he got it. This is nice.
He's getting back above him.
Yeah, that
The ball on the side of the rack must go in the corner.
definitely, yeah. Well, I don't know.
He's looking at it. It might be a dead ball, too, in the stack.
Sure doesn't look like it from here, man. Yeah, there we go. I think he was just checking the lines for where the balls are going to wind up.
On the side of the rack, spinning it in.
Yeah.
Drew back. He's got a break shot, and that's the easier shot to shoot here. He would like not to shoot his break shot if at all possible. And I would definitely shoot a little tougher shot rather than knock this break shot off.
Yeah, he's going to go to the 6 and come back across probably for the 15 in the same pocket.
Yeah, he's getting on the ball.
Oh, no, I see. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Below, and he might shoot a ball in the corner here. One of these 2 balls that are tied up, and I go back in the corner. A lot of times it's the perfect time to shoot one in the side or the corner.
Right.
That, if you happen to fall on it. If you didn't, then you got to shoot the ball and break them up. You have your safety valve on the lower rail there. Shoot the 1. But if you can shoot this ball in the corner and the side, it's definitely a very good option. He is going for the side.
On this particular table, that's something I avoid. Those pockets are playing small, and coming up into those side pockets I don't like, but Mika's been firing them in there in every one of his runs like the
Straight
ducks.
players tend to shoot the side pockets real well.
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
part of the upbringing. You're shooting a lot of balls on the side at off angles, and you start realizing it's not that hard. It's the biggest pocket on the table.
Yeah.
They're just afraid of them because usually you have a small pocket because you're shooting off angles at them. But if you shoot the correct side of the pocket with good speed, you're usually pretty good. If you're going to hit the ball hard in the side pocket, you want to hit it with a draw. You don't want to put a follow on it. It tends to, spin that back out of the pocket or bounce back out with a hard follow shot.
Well, he hit that perfectly. So he's just going to pull back a few inches, leave himself a nice angle.
Might try to get a little straighter here.
Yeah. Come back maybe a foot.
Yeah. When the object ball is near the rack, you want to get a little straighter on it. This way you can go after it a little
So a
harder.
run of 53 and then trails in the match 71 54.
54. Yep. There we go.
He started at 1.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes, started at 1.
Let's see if Ralf draws to the center of the table here. Probably pop off the side of the rack to the center of the table.
Looks like he's got just about the perfect angle at that. Going into the top of the second ball, perhaps?
Yeah, you want to hit the top of the second ball or the top ball on the side of the rack. The ball that's hardest to get a shot off is when you hit the center ball there. The balls tend not to open.
Oof. He might have some trouble here.
Yeah, we'll hope there's a combination for him.
The 6 goes on the side. I don't think he's open on that 8 on the end rail. And then he's got that fun. And he hit that shot beautifully. He really deserved a shot in the side pocket off of that.
One thing that I like to point out in tight tables when you're playing straight pool, it's not so much the pocketing of the balls that makes it tough. It's situations like this, where if it's a bigger pocket, that 7 ball on the side of the rack has room to go straight in. So you're able to have a lot more shots in situations, because of the pocket size just being a little bit bigger. And it really cuts down your options. The tighter the tables, you'll get less of these balls going by other balls, being able to be pocketed.
Yeah, he's looking at it now.
Look at a 3-ball combination in the side pocket. That ball down the table, if you're playing 9-ball, that looks like a hanger to you. But when you're playing straight pool and you got to come back 2 rails,
that's
for
true.
position, short of the corner, looks pretty tough.
No, I don't think he's going to elect to play safe here. He's going to shoot at something for sure.
Ralph's been around a while. He knows you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, overcut it just a hair. Came short of the corner, got his position. Might have fell a little straight on this ball.
So a total of 55, run of 54 out of that. And Mika's back at the table.
After a 50-ball run.
And he's going to take a break.
Yes. So he's been in the chair for a little bit now, and he's got to get back like it's the start of the game and try to get back into it. You can't, get a little bit ahead of yourself. I suggest that he might shoot the ball that Ralf just hung up, get on the ball on the side rail if he's a little too straight on this lower ball. It looks like he has an angle, but if you shoot it off, it might be a little tricky position. You got to start playing for some of the balls in the side pockets, to get an angle for the secondary break shot. Playing position on the 9-ball is, it has to be perfect. You don't want too thin a shot. You can lose the table here, getting a little anxious to run balls.
Yeah.
Got to work the balls a little bit again, like the start of the match.
And you were saying Mika took off on a break there, and he was sitting in the chair for a while. My old road partner used to hate straight pool, and he used to say that straight pool is as much about playing the chair as it is about playing the game. Keeping your head straight when you're sitting there for possibly an hour while the other guy just continues to rack up score and not letting it get to you. And being ready to stand up and get all your ducks in a row and shoot a good shot.
Yeah, you have to learn how to come out of the chair. The straight ball. I see guys, start struggling, and they're running 7 balls and missing, and they know how to play, but you're just getting a little ahead of yourself. Like you said, they're not playing out of the chair correctly, and it tends to be contagious at that point.
Yeah.
And I see that with the knowledgeable players, that have been playing a lot of pool. These guys that we're watching today, their shot making ability is so good that they're able to, work their way through these situations where they get a little funny. Um, Again, I think both players have been playing a little bit tentative, in how they're going into the balls, and how they're hitting their break shots. When you see a good player running a lot of balls, he's stop in those last 3-4 balls, getting on the break shot just right where he can power the ball open. And I don't mean break them all over the place, but where he can hit it with a good speed, so he's guaranteed shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can get me a water.
Well, here we go. Quick shout out to Sharks web series. They do a great job too, and the pool player excuses towel. It's pretty funny. You ought to check it out.
Yeah, I ran into my old buddy Ralf Souquet, and he's playing all the time, and we used to play, and I beat him last time we played for money. So he was woofing at me in Florida. And I was at a friend's pool room, Diamond Billiards in Fort Myers. And Ralph's woofing at me. And I told him no about half a dozen times. I didn't feel like playing. I wasn't prepared to play that high-powered of a player.
Mm.
And, finally he left. I told somebody about this. And Ralph came back up to me and said, "I heard you told somebody I was whining." I go, "No, I never said you were whining." I goes, "I don't care if you whine. I whine myself. All pool players whine." But you were woofing. I just don't like the woofing. So he started laughing. I told him it was okay to whine. You can whine as much as you want. Just not on my shot. Yeah, so that excuse towel must be pretty funny because I've heard a lot of them.
Well, he's those 3 balls in the middle that are, yep, exactly. He's going to go to work on them now. You got to have the confidence there. Get those balls cleared up when you're on the right side of them, even if the shots are longer. And he had a hanger there as an insurance ball, but even if the shots are longer, like you were saying before, if you happen to fall on one in the side pocket that's a freebie, take it. And sometimes that's true of the top corners, too.
Yeah, right now the balls are open. He's just got to be careful not to put balls in a bad situation. Running into balls where you don't have to. Running into a ball like that where you know exactly where it's going, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I suggest that you learn how to do that. Short bump shots.
He had an angle earlier, a natural angle on the 1 to just roll the 1 out of the way there to open up that line for the 15. And I thought he should have done that earlier.
Yeah, I think so too. He'll take off that lower ball below the 1.
Yep.
Come back in.
There you go.
He's home free now. He's got break shots on both sides of the table. I know Mika's a right-handed player, and he'd rather be shooting the ball on the right side of our screen. But, he's got a nice key ball next to the ball on the other side of the table, next to the 2. I was surprised he shot the higher key ball there. So
Yeah, so am I.
at that point, he made up his mind he was going to use the ball on the other side of the table as a break shot. And that late in a rack when you're down to 7 balls, it's often the right time to leave them with both break balls there as long as possible. But at some point, you have to make the commitment, and then the racks are usually easy once you do commit to go in one direction or the other direction.
Oh, that ball's going to float a little. He's got an up angle on that 15 now, which he didn't want. He was hoping to drop down between the two of them, so he'd be straight in on either the 15 or the 11. But
Get 3 balls in a triangle at the end of the rack. You know, you're usually able to use either one of the balls to get on the break shot. So make up your mind.
he's overdone it. He's overdone it. He's overdone it. Oh, okay, it's workable.
Yeah, actually, overdoing it is better than getting just a slight angle because you can't hold it or power across. This one at least will be able to go all the way across and
Low left, just straighten it out coming off that rail and float back over. High-level straight pool players practice these shots. When you're offline on the key ball like that, and you need to come back across the table, across the line of the break shot, they practice doing that with good speed.
Yeah, that happens very often. You got to be able to come back across the table because you got too big an angle. And a lot of times you got to power across the table with just a little bit of angle.
I just heard somebody say that Ralph's at 56. Is that correct? On a run of 12.
I don't believe so. Mika just ran the back.
But he says he's on a run of 12. Oh, he booted that ball.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to add the 12 balls, I believe.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what's going on. Oh, he just jumped on that ball and kind of hit it. He didn't really take his time lining it up or anything. Let's see. Oh, it's 83 for Mika and 56. Is that right?
Let me think.
Does that add up?
Yeah, this one less than 140. There's only been one scratch.
Right. And Ralph is back at the table.
Yeah,
with
we
a
don't want
good-looking
to cheat
table,
Ralph
too.
out of a ball here. It could make a difference. Yeah, I'm really into, back studying the game again. I've had a lot more time to play pool lately. I'm in between.
Wonderful.
In between pool rooms, I had opened up 5 upscale pool rooms in the Chicagoland area, and I sold them. Sold them all at this point, and the economy's bad for pool right now, so I'm just sort of taking time off. I've been thinking about promoting the game a little bit and working in the World Series of Pool. We'll have a pro division, an amateur league. There's a lot in the works, but I won't announce anything till we get a little bit more locked up. At this point in my career, I'm 54 years old. I've played a lot of pool. I'm married 25 years, and kids are getting bigger. And so I have a little bit of time now to start thinking of how to help the game get better. And I think the internet has been a big boost here. You're able to watch this great game right at home, live, for almost nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what do you think? You think he's going to 2 rails and come around the top to open those balls off the 3?
Yeah, you got to
Is that
get
about what he wants?
back on top, and you can't draw into him blindly.
Ooh.
There.
Ooh.
He didn't get around that ball. He came up and he got a little angle on the break shot, and I think he has to break those 4 balls now. I don't like jacked up shooting a ball in the corner.
Got to shoot that 11 and spread those, right?
Yeah, and again, you want to hit it just the right speed. You're only moving 4 balls here. You're not moving the full racks. You don't have to hit it real hard. Just follow through and, sort of blossom those 4 balls out. You'll have a shot at something.
Just make sure you get off the top of that 13. That you don't stick there, because the 3 can do that.
Exactly. You don't want to hit it like it's a straight in combo. You want to hit it at a little angle to slide off that 13. Yeah, he doesn't like it.
He doesn't
He's
like
a little,
it. Oh, interesting.
Choose to roll the ball in the corner and get on the ball on the side rail.
Oh, what a great shot. Stayed down so nice on that. Oh, that was going to.
He's looking to break them off the 3 ball.
Yeah.
I like getting this ball off the side rail first. Just You know, just so you don't put another ball on the side rail and you gotta go back and across the table or move the ball. But he hit it softly enough where he knew nothing was going in that direction.
And if he's lucky, the 10 is open, and he'll be able to just roll it in and open everything up.
He's gonna
Better.
make
He's
a-
got a line on the 13. Perfect.
He's gonna make a break shot here.
Oh, no. No, it wasn't.
And he rolled the
Good
ball
move.
in the corner, knocked out a break shot. You know, probably leave the ball on a shorter rail because he doesn't have an angle to hold for it. You know, so he'll go back to the middle of the table, get a few shots, and work from there depending on how he falls on those 4 balls that aren't break shots. And actually, he's got 2 break balls here, so he's got one on either side of the rack. He's trying to hold it up for that ball on the lower rail. And it's got a little bigger angle here, but you know, it was the right. If you could hold it up, you know, that's the ball that you wanted to move here. Probably break with the ball on the left side of our rack because he still has that ball froze on the rail. You want to get straight in on the ball, and then slide over for this ball. But shooting the ball on the side, he didn't like the thin cut on the short rail. So here
Now he's having to deal with that 6.
yeah, you got to fall in the
You're
6, I think, right here, you know, or you know, be able to get straight enough on the 6 to draw back for the 1.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Again, it all has to do with how you fall on these balls, depending on which one you're going to take off. It would have been straight in on the 8, and he might have went ahead and shot the 8 off, you know, and just drew back for the 1 for a stop shot. Now he's going to draw back for the 8, stop on the 8, and then stop on the 1 in the side.
9 in the side. Yeah, 9.
9 in the
Yeah.
side.
I see here, I think I like shooting that 9 now and coming 3. He's got an up angle on that 9. I think I like shooting the 9 and coming 3 around the top off of shooting the 8 in the side.
Now he's just going to stop the ball. And, you know,
He's got.
on the
I
9 ball
don't think he
in the
can
side
stop it.
pocket.
I think he's got to draw it back a little bit, and that means he's got to jack up.
Again, when you stop the ball, it doesn't take the place of the 8 ball. It's going to stop on
Sure.
contact.
Sure.
You know, so it's going to be back a little bit further where you might be able to roll it in the side.
Well, he's not doing either one of those things.
Following.
Here we go.
Must have a little angle to get to the side rail. Huh.
Yeah, that'll work.
Going in the corner. And it's got a little angle to slide over to the left of the screen to his right. You know, so he can have a little better angle and break shot. Just roll this in again.
Very
And
nice.
Perfecto.
It's very nice. Was that that's Ralph's first rack there, and he got all of them in that rack because Mika missed the break ball, correct?
Yeah, he's at 70
He's on
balls.
run of 14, and he trails the match 70 to 83.
Mika missed this break shot earlier. You know, so don't think Ralph isn't thinking about that. You know, so he's going to be very careful on his break shot. Mika was a little loosey-goosey, just went ahead and stroked it. You know, a lot of times you have to have the right mesh between the shot and the stroke. It takes the right amount of oomph. Can't just follow through.
Oof.
He had to draw on it, hit the
Ooh.
bottom of the ball, still got to the side rail. Hopefully that ball goes in the side pocket. If not,
Well,
we
he
could
can
be
cut
seeing a
that.
safety here.
Now, he can cut that 15 in the corner and run into the side of the 12. That's those last 4 clustered balls in the middle there. I think he can cut that ball, the 15.
If he can cut that ball, you know, that's what he's got to do. You're going to run your cue ball a little bit, but you really can't help that at this point.
There we go.
He's got the ball in the
I
side.
presume he's going to try to.
He's got the ball in the side.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, these little
You see
angles have
the
a lot of
perspective from
difference.
the camera better than I do for those shots.
Yeah, a lot of times it's really up to the player. He sees these little angles and decides to follow up a little bit rather than stop on that last key to the key ball.
He knows. The best Greek straight ball player of all time.
Maybe Jimmy Karras was just had Jay Halford come by our table. He mentioned that I'm the best Greek pool player, and I used to get a kick out of that. I used to announce at the pool tournaments, I'm the best Greek pool player in Chicago, and strictly gonna have a lot of fun with that, and because they're the best Greek pool player in Chicago. And then, you know, finally I got rid of the Chicago part, and then I said, now I'm trying to get rid of the Greek part, you know, just be the best pool player. But you have to be out there and play these guys all the time, and you know,
all
just
the
to
time.
be able to
Yeah.
compete, you know, in a world championship with players like Ralf and Mika, it's good enough for me.
Once it gets the 1 and the 6 at some point taken care of, everything's pretty good.
Yeah, the one is part of the triangle, you know, so you get straight on the side, get on the ball on the side rail, break off the 5. The important thing is...
No, you mean the 9 inside, yeah.
Yeah, the 9
Right.
inside. I tend not to see that white speck,
Yeah.
you know, on our smaller screen that we have here. But
Yeah.
he has to get on the 6 ball. That's really the only thing that's a little tricky. You might get on that ball on the side rail and just, you know, cut the 6 in the corner. Again here, you know, these are little finesse shots, and you got to be careful.
He got a funny down angle on that 2 that makes it easy to run into the 10 or the 11. He doesn't like it. He wanted to be straight in on that ball.
You got to make up your mind which one you're going to run into and where you're going to put it if you shoot that shot. You might shoot the combination on the 6 ball, you know, with the 5 and break off the other ball that's on the side rail.
I was thinking if we floated the 9 in now, will that give him a line on the 6? Can he get clear of that 5 for
He's
that?
got a little bit too much angle to follow
Think so?
through and get there. He definitely would shoot that 9 in the corner if the other ball was in the blocking pocket. Get on it.
I think maybe 9, 12, 6. Is that the 12 on the right-hand side, furthest right?
Yeah, you would have liked to move this ball on the throws on the short rail, you know, before you had to shoot the 6 because you might run into it. You know, so I think that's what he's doing.
Oh,
Yep. That's the problem with this shot.
I think he's got a combination there.
I would
Lined up pretty
definitely
good.
look at that combination because, you know, you're going to have to shoot it at some point. Now he can roll up for his angle on the 6. If he doesn't get on the 6, you shoot the ball on the side rail and get on the 6. You know, but this combination is still a part of the equation.
Well, that
that you're gonna
combination
run
goes.
into.
Definitely shoot it now.
And just in case you move the break shot or something like that, you got a chance to recuperate with more balls on the table rather than shooting all your balls off and then doing that.
Beautiful.
No problem. Did he get on the 6
Yeah,
ball?
yes he did. That's
He's probably
gorgeous.
saying, yay, I finally got on the 6 ball. Follow with a little inside English. One rail up the... Again, a little difficult to see how low the 5 ball is. You know, he's looking at getting on the 9 ball on the side for the next shot.
Yeah, 10, 9, 14, 12. Pretty straightforward.
Now, what you don't want to do is get on the rail, you know, with these shots. You know, it's very important after he shoots the 14 that he gets the correct angle on his ball next to the break ball.
Got a little bit of a soft angle on that 14, it looks like, but
Exactly.
he'll make it work. Yeah.
You have to be dead in line on the last 5 balls, or you're taking a chance just shooting them in. I don't know if he can bounce off or draw straight back to get the correct angle here. Bounced off the rail.
Beautiful. Ooh.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You get a little straight with the wrong angle, you know, you end up on the rail, or you got to bounce off the rail again.
Or draw back and take the steep cut, too.
Yeah, he's
Just-
going to draw and try to bounce off the rail.
Yeah.
A little bit. There
Ooh.
He was good.
Good strong ball pocketing there. Mika is not pleased.
The run is 28, and Ralph leads in the match 84 to 83.
New leader at 1 point. Mika doesn't like it because Ralph, even though he struggled through that rack, he ended up with a perfect break shot, which is liable to get him going here.
I just use a high ball on this and plow into him. Try to follow through to the end rail and back up.
Again, Willie Moscone says you hit it with a little bit of right-hand English. If he would have had a steeper angle, the real thin cut, you hit it just high ball, just a hair of right-hand English. This one, he likes to hit it hard, from what I saw in a video. Moscone likes to hit this ball hard and load it up with English, hit more English and hit the ball harder. Doesn't matter if you foul or draw. If I'm going to hit it hard with a lot of English, I want to hit it about center ball or below center. See how hard he hits this ball. Should give you a lot of shots.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly how you're supposed to hit that ball.
That's a beautiful shot.
Notice how there's very little cluster. There's only one little cluster right where the rack was.
And he can take care of it right now. He's got an relatively open middle of the table. He can roll down to the end rail off that 11 and come off the 6 to bump those balls.
This is where you got to be careful. This is what I'm talking about. When you go one rail into these balls, if you go into it hard, you start getting 2 kisses, drop down, and freeze on the ball near the pocket. Stuff like that happens. So you got to hit it the right speed. If you're going to do something like that. I think you leave it alone. It's very little problem. You just come back to it when you fall below the rack on one of these lower balls below the rack, and then you take care of it. Our first thought is to get anxious. Let's get that last ball open. And
True enough, yeah.
gotta hold back a little bit, work your way around the balls. That comes from a guy that played Dallas West once a week for 3 years when I was learning how to play pool. I racked the balls so much I got splinters. I used to wear gloves. Not kidding. I could have used them.
That was a little too tricky there, going into those balls soft like that. He could have got tied up there pretty bad. Not sure that was a good shot.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. It came out okay, but
Yeah.
it could have froze right on the ball with nothing. But a long shot jacked up in the corner.
Yeah, he wants to come down and get to that 6 probably next.
He has a break ball. You want to leave one of these balls on the lower rail, so when you get the froze ball on the side rail, you don't have to do too much with it.
He's looking at that 1-8.
Yeah, he sees the combination. And these combination of the balls are within a ball of each other. Usually you can get good with them. If you got a little angle on them, a lot of times you just spin the cue ball a little bit to create the angle that you want, so it's straight in again and you're not moving the cue ball.
He's going to want to get rid of that 11 as soon as he can. It's a sort of useless spot for the rack here.
Yeah, again, he's got plenty of lower balls here to fall on the 11. He shoots the 6 ball, falls on 11. He still gets below the other ball in the corner and comes back to the center of the table. So I wouldn't leave that ball on the side rail any longer.
Yeah, I would have left an angle on that 6 to come up for the 11.
I think he does have it. He's got to pound it a little bit. Well, maybe not. He was straight. You're right.
Yeah.
Now he's got to fall a little straighter on the ball. So, yeah, I would use the ball in the side pocket to make sure I get that straight angle that I want, or the exact angle that I want for the ball on the side rail.
Yeah, he's trying to hold up just below that line on the 1 so he can slide up and probably shoot the 11 after this. It goes 11, 12, 4.
Yeah, and again here you just
He
have
might be
to
going for that.
Yeah, or you
Or
could
you think he's going to go 1, 4, 11, 12?
I think he's going to go 1 and 11.
Yeah.
And depending
11.
on where he falls on that triangle, either one of those two
Right.
balls could be used to get on the break shot. Now here your ball's frozen the rail, and we've all done it a bunch of times. You know, you hit the rail first, you go straight across toward the corner pocket, rather than hitting the ball first with inside English and coming taking a wider angle. I think he hit a little bit of the rail first there. Ended up close to that corner pocket. He was trying to hit
It's
the
tough.
ball first.
He's going to shoot that 10, I think.
Yeah, you got to shoot the ball on the side.
I agree, but he's been pocketing balls so clean in the top corners that
Well, he's looking at it would make it a little easier to fall on the break shot. So I agree. If you're in if you're in good stroke, you go ahead and shoot that ball in the corner, because then you know you're going to get on the
you
break
get that
shot.
free line, yeah.
Again, it looks like he's rolling,
Ooh.
and that's what I
Well, you were
mean.
right. You were right.
You don't want to leave the table at that point. You'd rather keep working a little bit.
And he just ran 12 there, huh?
Yeah, puts him at 96. And again, now it's Mika's turn. It's been a while since he's had a good ball run. He needs to, that's what I was talking about. Ralph put him in the chair for 50 balls, and he methodically worked his way through that rack. He got Mika back cold, and now Mika's got to get his game back. That's very good.
Very nice. Very nice.
Mika's on a run of 2, and he trails 96 to 85.
Mika's looking fairly determined there. Looks like he's calmed down a bit.
You can see how he's hitting the lower part of the ball. Go ahead and draw into the rack. It tends to open up nice. You still open the balls pretty good usually.
Ooh.
He got
He got nothing there, didn't he?
didn't
Does
get
that
nothing
11 go?
good. He can back cut the 6 ball in the corner pocket. One of these 2 balls goes.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fine. He'll just play
That
shapes
11
on
rolls
the
in there.
6, or try to get a little straighter drop on these balls in the corner, below the rack. You'd like to drop on this break shot right now, get all the way below where you can leave the other ball as your safety valve.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay above for now because of that angle. Yeah. Try to come down there now and use the 8.
Yeah, he might go 1-6, get on the 8, or just roll down on the 8 now.
He's just going for the 8 right after this.
I'd roll all the way down, get off the rail.
More angle than less there, definitely. So you can.
He's good. Now here you got to decide a forced draw. Will it get you the best break, or will a forced follow get you the best break? I like the forced follow. 'Cause
I use
you'll
follow
bounce
here.
Back, you bounce back a little bit, and then you get between those 2 balls straight into the stack.
He used the draw.
He used the draw, still got between the balls, which was really the most important thing on that shot. Getting between the 2 balls to the rack. If you hit either one of those balls, you're not going to get to the rack with any speed. Or you might deflect and miss it completely. So Mika obviously hit it a little bit fuller there with the draw, and still was able to come through.
And he's got break ball there. It's 12, I think. And no direct key ball at the moment, but
Again, Mike Siegel.
See how he clears this out?
Would have cleared this out without touching any balls.
yeah.
Balls are open. You move a ball, it opens up other balls. A little tricky with those 3 balls next to the break ball, though, to not move one of them. 'Cause I don't think a ball goes in the side pocket there.
He was just looking at that, like you said before. If you happen to fall with a window to clear out one of those balls, it has to go on the side at some point. maybe it's a good option. I mean, it's something to look at, regardless. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh.
He's trying to get on the 5-ball, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Not playing real crisp at the moment, is he?
No, he's struggling.
Oh, he's got
with
it. He's got it. Okay.
Yeah, well, as long as he doesn't have to move the break shot. See how he went softly into the ball with a foul and gets on the 2 balls in the side pocket as a safety valve. If he would have drew that or hit that harder, it would have slid over too far and not had that shot. Maybe he had to shoot the break shot.
I
if he
think
would've had one.
draw back off the 13 and put the 6 in the corner now.
Probably gonna, yeah, you're probably gonna just follow or just slide to the center of the table for the next ball. He got on the 6. That's
That's what he wants to do.
you could use the 2 at the end to get on the 6 to do it. Get on use the 6 as the key ball.
If he's straight in on this 2, he's got the 2, 4, 15 up there in the middle of the table, and the 15 gives him a natural angle with a little bit of, all he has to do is follow through at a hair.
Yeah, again, it's a little off angle in the side pocket, but if you get just where you want to get, it's not that bad.
And he did. He did.
Now
Yep,
he's
that's
got
what he's
to
looking
play
at.
for the corner. If he would have had a little different angle, maybe he rolls it up and shoots the ball on the side. So these little angles make a big difference.
Oh,
He did
we
roll
decided to
for the
push
ball
through
on the
that.
side,
Yeah.
and you don't want to go too far in the shot because it's hard to hold it up. You would have rather be below it on the other way than above the ball. It was straight on aim was perfect.
And he got all those, didn't he? All 14 there?
Yep. I think the current one said 17. He started with 2 balls and a break shot on the table.
16 and leads 99 to 96.
Yeah. 99 to 96.
And this is where straight pool gets tough. You pretty much know if you're Mika. Ralph's sitting in 96. He can run 54 balls. Anytime he gets to the table with a shot.
Yeah.
So this could be Mika's last opportunity. And he's leading the match. Mika knows this. He knows he needs to finish. And he'll be very careful.
It's going to 125, is that correct?
I thought it was 150, but maybe it is 125. If it's 125, that's even more.
Ooh. Got a little lackadaisical, jumped up out of that a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, when you hit the wrong speed on those soft inside English shots or soft spin shots, sometimes the ball massays on you. You hit the ball a little different spot than you thought you were going to. So you got to have good speed whenever you're using the English. The speed that you made up your mind to hit it, you better stick with it and not let up on the ball or anything like that.
I think he's going to shoot that 3, come straight into the ball, straight across. That's tricky. He doesn't have anything that points directly at the rack except for that 3.
He's looking to see if he's froze to how much he can bounce off the ball. But it's froze to the rail like that or that close. It's difficult to get these exact angles coming one rail. I would go into the stack if I had a bigger angle. He's got a little bit too short or too straight of an angle. You just try to get a little bump. I don't shoot the ball on the side. I shoot the ball in the corner. Break with the ball in the side pocket.
Yep.
It's really all you have.
Yeah. Come 2 rails out of the bottom there. Try to run into that 10.
Cutting the ball and going one rack, one rail into the rack. That's his other option. There's only 3 balls open at this point, and 2 of them are legitimate, possible break shots. Yeah, he's thinking of, using that 15 below the rack. They go one rail into it.
Oh, I don't like that. I like that 2 rails out of the bottom left corner off the 7 after you shoot that ball up top. That's what he's looking at now.
Yeah, this is the conundrum here. You know, the one shot, you know, you're gonna get good shots, but it's really hard to get on that ball on the short rail. The ball in front of the side pocket, you're definitely gonna get a shot at it, but it has to be hit excellently. So he left himself on both shots. You know,
All
so,
right. I
so
don't
this
like
this
I don't
way he
like cutting
still
that
has
ball
a
down
choice
low.
there.
It's just more likelihood of hanging that ball up and then you spread the rack for Ralph. I mean, I take the shot that's the guarantee here.
This shot is 2 rails from the bottom of the rack. I don't like going 1 rail to tip. I would have hit it just like that
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's nice.
He's okay. Look at a possible combo. Looks like a little 3-ball cluster left for him. I don't know if the high ball, the 5-ball goes in one of the pockets. If it does, then he doesn't have it as bad. Go 2 rails, good on these balls in the short rail. Go short of the corner pocket. Nope, just gotta get on the break shot or the
Oh, I
5-ball.
think the
It's gonna
5-ball
hit.
goes. Yeah, 5-ball must go.
Now here, it's not the worst thing in the world to shoot that break shot because you're going straight across and you're probably going to create another break shot with one of those 3
It's
balls.
true. And I think that ball that's down low there, the 10, that's probably out of the rack too.
Yeah, so
Could be
you
usable.
have a couple secondary break shots that you can fall into if you don't knock out a ball. I don't like shooting the 5-ball. It really, you know, it's hard to control.
Yeah, coming off that 1 could slip towards the 11 and then
Yeah,
towards the
might
corner real
scratch.
fast. Yeah.
You might scratch or get trouble.
I think the 5 goes in the same corner as the 6, and he's going to come around the top and shoot it there.
Came up short.
Uh-oh, this is trouble.
Came up short again.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot now.
Does he have enough angle to go around the table 3 rails, or does he have to follow it softly with inside English?
Oof.
Mika's
You just looked up table.
Mika's the only guy that's got the
There
best
we go.
vantage point there. So he's going on 3 rails.
As long as he doesn't freeze himself on the end rail, he should be okay here. Oh, look at this.
A
He
little
got perfect.
further than we thought.
He got perfect. He's got that 10 ball though.
Can he still draw into these 2 balls? Yeah, that's
can-
what he's looking at.
He
He
can
might go
hit the
into 1
4
rail
there. I
right
think it's the 4. Yeah, he can definitely catch the 4. Oh. All right, he's preserving the last break ball on the table, and he's taking a long shot to do it. And remember earlier, Ralph did the same thing up in the top corner, and he jawed the ball.
Jawed it too.
Ouch.
Now you notice the speed that he hit that ball. I don't think that's good pocket speed. You do want to hit the ball softer, it creates a bigger pocket, but it's got to be hit a little bit harder than that. When you hit it really soft like that, if it touches the side rail at all, you get the friction, and it tends to hang up. A little more speed on his shot, the ball would have, the pocket would accept
It presses
the ball.
through that. Yeah, absolutely. It sort of presses its
You know,
way
so
through that
there's
friction. Yeah.
The right speed on the shot. Your bank pool players, you know, all know that. You know, when they're hitting bank shots, they're hitting correct speed to get that bigger pocket. Yep.
Oh, and Ralph really did not contact that ball well. It's-
Really only 2 things you can do. You can cut the 1 on the right side pocket, you know, on our screen and spin it with inside English and do the Filipino kill shot,
Yeah.
right? Or you can shoot that shot, go 4 rails around the table.
I guess,
You
if
get long of the corner, but at that speed, it's hard to get it long in the corner. You have to hit it with a little inside English.
You know, I'll tell you, that ball hanging in the corner, I would have just nipped the right side of it and come straight back down off the head rail, because at least if I stay above that 1, I can draw off it and down into the corner on the left. I don't like coming around the table on that.
Yeah, the right shot might have been to, he's trying to roll this in.
Oh, he
he's
went
trying
for it.
5 rails,
Yeah, he went
4
for it.
rails around long. See, I would like to cut it backward in the other pocket. This way you don't have to worry about forcing the cue ball. All you're doing is hitting the ball thin and coming back around. Got one more ball for Rolf, and
Yeah.
those balls that are inside the pocket like that are very hard to play position. You hit it a little fuller than you expect, and you end up, killing the cue ball the way Rolf did.
Yeah.
He's going to play 2 rails for a side pocket.
Yeah, he wants that side pocket shot.
Well,
Oh,
try to-
oh.
Try to play 3 rails for the side. Now, what did I tell you? A lot of times you see these guys run these nice runs at the beginning,
112, Ralph
and then
leads.
you put the guy in his chair a little bit. Next thing you know, the match is a struggle.
Well, I think that score is correct, folks. No idea what I just went to. It's down here somewhere.
He's cutting this ball in. He's going 1 rail.
Where did this just go?
I don't like going 1 rail into the rack because if you hit the side of the rack, you're going to scratch. I like spinning it in and going 2 rails into it.
That makes sense.
Just 1 rail off the side into the corner. I'm sorry, Mika. I would have told you if I could. Yeah, that's the problem with that shot. You got to hit the top of the rack if you're going to do that.
Give us 1 second here while I find what I've botched up a little bit here. Alrighty. So we'll deduct 1 for Mika there from the scratch. And I think this score is correct.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had to go for it. Had to go for it.
That's a little
Got lucky
longer
there.
shot. Yeah, he left him a cut shot over here on this 8-ball.
I think I would have left myself a little steeper on that ball with the ball in the kitchen there and hit it more of a medium speed instead of hammering it.
Hey, don't pick up that ball, jeez.
Yeah, so what started out as looked like it was going to be a flawless game. You see how when you don't get any break shots the way you want to, the balls don't open up, and a lot of times you're shooting hard shots after the break. And it really, has to do with how you get on the break shots, what speed you hit the break shots to get shots. And, Dallas West once told me, he said, if you give me a straight shooter, I'll teach him how to play top-level 9-ball in 1 year. He'll learn how to play 9-ball. But straight pull takes 3 years, to learn how to play.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
Yeah.
that's if you're playing. Because you got to see all these different scratches, how to open up the balls. First time I played Efren Ray is 1986. He was in Chicago.
Ooh, and he overcut the ball.
Efren was in Chicago in 1986, and I played with Dallas so much. I know what great straight pull is. I played Efren a 150-point match. He runs 60 or something. After I ran a few, he freezes to the side of the rack on a break shot, and then he proceeds to shoot like a Massey, freezes me behind the ball, outmoves me, gets a shot, runs another 50, 60 balls, freezes to the rack, then proceeds to outmaneuver me again. He's beat me 150 to 5, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy learns how to hit the break shots. He's going to run a lot of balls because he doesn't miss. So, even a guy that played like Efren that didn't know straight pull, he's freezing on rack and doing stuff like that.
Like something Siegel said once about Efren. They were asking him they were asking him if he thought Efren would make a good straight pool player if he decided to take the game seriously and really learn how to play it. And he said, well, absolutely. He said, because Efren innately understands how the balls move. He says, and all the top level players just have a natural understanding of the subtle movements of the balls and how they separate from each other and turn.
Oh yeah, he pops a little force foul, hesitates the cue ball, runs around a ball that most guys would be running into.
Mm-hmm.
Force draws through a ball, creates an angle, and you're constantly bumping balls when you're playing rotation. You have to be able to play safe and open up clusters. And, so it's just a matter of not opening up full clusters. Getting used to doing that. But he already knew how to bump balls and do all those pretty little things. And so many things that non-billiard players don't know. Efren plays very good three-cushion billiards, but he's one of the best in the world in a one-cushion billiard game where you're just going one cushion. So he's controlling three balls on the table, gathering them, putting them in different positions, knowing exactly where the ball's coming off the rail, one rail, hitting the side of the ball that he wants to get his next shot. That helped his game a lot. I guarantee you, if you ever get a chance to play any on the table with no pockets, practice your billiard play. That will help your overall knowledge of how speed affects the cue ball on rails and things like that.
And it really aids your one-pocket game in running multiple balls around multiple rails and placing them in position.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing when at that same time when I was playing straight pool, he took up one pocket and he was playing Freddie Bednavegna. And the first day they played even, and Freddie broke even with him, and Efren didn't know nothing about the game. And Freddie's like, I can't shoot that shot, Tommy. If I shoot that shot, he'll learn the shot and he'll hit it perfect every time after that.
Yeah.
I can't shoot it. I want to shoot it, but I can't shoot it. The next day he's giving Freddie 9-8, breaking even. The next day he's giving him 10-8. The next day he's giving Freddie 11-8. And Freddie could still play then. He was actually playing Grady Matthews 11-8 at the same time, and Grady was considered maybe the best one-pocket player in the world then. And so he went from not knowing the game to being one of the best players in 3 days.
It's not surprising.
This is so funny. Freddie is a real eccentric from Chicago. Another time he told me, I've been practicing this shot for 20 years, this one trick shot. He goes, Tommy, it finally came up. I was afraid to shoot it. Well, what the hell are you practicing for? Because I was afraid to shoot it.
All right, let's see, where are we at here? He's got all the balls in this rack so far. So 10 more, he's at 107.
Nothing touching him. The ball on the short rail, I think, is going to end up being his key ball.
So he needs this and all of the next rack.
The reason you leave that ball on the short rail last here is because playing position on one of the other balls off that ball is a lot harder to get a perfect angle than just coming above the break shot. So he'll get a little angle on this, go two rails with inside English.
Absolutely. It's a natural key ball that a lot of people don't look for a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of times this particular ball, when you got a ball on the side rail, you're able to bump out a break shot 2 rails behind it. That's another thing that's overlooked a lot.
Let's
You
see,
got there?
got all of them there. Puts him to 111.
Nice score. Mika's racking the balls with authority. He wants to make sure Ralf has a froze rack. Or he could be a little aggravated. Missing that 8 ball, he overcut the ball. Ralf did leave him a little tricky though after the break.
So Rolf doesn't need a break ball out of this rack. He just needs to run all 15 here, or 14. Sorry, just needs 14 of them.
Yeah.
So
And the good thing to do is if you do have break shots on the table, you want to remove them at this point because you just want to fall straight in on that last ball. And I'll be surprised if the last ball is a break shot. He
Nicely
truly
struck.
hit the ball almost dead center, a little bit high on the ball that he hit on the side rack and came a little bit up table.
Where's it?
Right now we're looking at the, a stop shot and maybe a combination with a ball in the corner. You want to get that combination. You got two balls on the side rail. You have to move one of these balls on the side rail to give a pocket to the other one unless you shoot, the red 3 ball, I believe it is, up in the corner. So Ralf is coming for the combo. Can draw back, get on the break shot. There's a ball sitting below the rack that if you're good and straight on, you draw back a couple inches. Again, a very intricate shot. You got to make the combination and pull back just a little bit. And he chose to go to the side rail when he came up too far. He's not on the break shot. I guarantee you he wanted to be on the break shot there.
Use a little bit of inside on this and run it out of there.
What happens sometimes in these situations, you over-amp the shots.
Yeah.
You hit them a little harder than you wanted to cinch the ball.
And JR says to reintroduce ourselves.
This
go ahead,
is
sir.
Tommy Karabatzis from Chicago, Illinois,
And,
at Derby City.
and I'm Dan Wallace from San Diego, California. And
We're enjoying a match that's near the end between Ralf Souquet and Mika Immonen. It's the first match of the Straight Blue Challenge. There's 8 players that qualified, and I found out that this was the first year in the qualifying process where all 8 players ran over 100 balls in order to qualify. I think 108 was the low guy that made it this year. Literally every player in this tournament can run 100 balls when
Absolutely.
when he has to. Because believe me, there's a little pressure trying to qualify to run 100 balls. I saw one at the end of the night. Alex Pegalion ran about 144 in the last chance of the night, to qualify, and he qualified for the last spot, but he ended up maybe being the 3rd seed. I think he had the 3rd high run in the tournament.
Well, as you can see, Ralph simply needs all the balls that are on the table. So he's not playing for extend the run at all, and sometimes that makes it even tougher.
Oh, definitely. You don't want to open them up and leave too many break shots, but you still need most of the balls on the table, except one.
Yeah, I'm presuming that 10 ball on the right side of the rack is clear to the pocket, and he's trying to get a line on it now.
Yeah, it's just got to roll up just a hair, or maybe
You got to go to the rail now, yeah. Oh,
hit a
perfect.
little inside English because he didn't get straight on that ball in the side pocket. If he would have gotten straight, it was routine to just roll up a couple inches, and he had to go. It was inside the ball, so he had to go to the rail, hit it inside English to get back up the table. Executed perfectly. Here you don't want to draw, cross side. You just want to hit it across the table.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm surprised
he's
he just
open on
hit
that 6.
Full with that ball and just stop the cue ball there. Again, I try not to run into those balls full. I want to move the cue ball.
So just shoot the 6, run to the rail and across, play the 14, 11, or 13 down the bottom right there, and then the 1 and 5.
Yeah, you want to get on position to shoot the 1 and 5. So you want to get straight on one of these 2 balls.
Yep, just
on the
like
rail.
that.
And what you don't want to do is shoot this ball, get on the ball that's on the
Oh,
side
I
rail.
don't think I agree with this shot. I don't think there's any reason for it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. You know, but he sees the angles a little bit better.
That's
You know,
true.
from his vantage point. And he knows if he likes to draw the ball a little bit. Pressure situation, you should stick
probably
with
just-
what you're good with.
Yeah, that's true.
You like to follow, you like to draw, you know, go with your best bet. So,
And here's game ball.
and all he's got to do is stop the ball.
All right.
Very well played.
Well, that was fun.
Very tight match. Ralf Souquet beats Mika Immonen.
Couple of good runs, couple of uncharacteristic errors.
Yeah, very rare you're going to give Mika an open table missing a break shot, and he doesn't get his 14.
Well, I'm going to have to hustle downstairs to see if I've been drawn for a 3:30 match or not, and no, I suppose I could check on my phone. But I think we're going to pause the commentary for a little bit, and we'll see what happens and who the next match is. Do we know yet?
Thank you, Dan. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely, Tom. Wonderful to meet you. It's going to be Johnny Archer and John Schmidt. All right, that'll be the next match. Do we know exactly when? Should be shortly. All right, good deal. Thanks for everybody on the stream there, and I'll be back on sometime in the near future.
You did. That's why he asked you if you wanted to take a drink or whatever. You were doing it in the show. You were doing it in the show. Have a dumb move.
Good, I'm buying some. There you go. Sorry. Great plan.
Okay, my friend. Don't forget Kamui Tips products, Fury Qs, Bank Shot Calculator, Hammerhead Hustling, Pool Player Excuses, Sharks Web Series, Diamond Billiard Products, QSite.com. All our wonderful, lovely sponsors. And we'll be back with you here shortly.